Okay.
I think my father was a gamer. All right, we are here. We are live. Hello, welcome to Devil May Cry 2 Existential Gamers Edition.
Whoa.
Get it? Cause you know we're not doing a no commentary game. It's just we're talking over the game because
Whoa.
shit, right? No,
Yeah.
Anyways, I've already expressed to Yeshua here that this game is something. I'm almost done with it.
It is a game.
It was a very shitty version of Devil May Cry, the worst one of the series, and I'm here now playing it because I hate myself. Anyways, let's do this. Josh, I keep saying it. I'm so sorry.
Who's Josh? Who the fuck?
Who's that? I don't know.
Who's that guy? I don't know. Anyways.
Yeshua, how are you?
Yes.
What's going on?
I'm good. How about you? I'm just chilling.
I like to be called the existential gamer, okay?
Okay.
Can't use my real name.
That
starts now. Hey, I said existential. My name is not Fool. Alright?
Alright. Existential gamer.
Just kidding.
What can I just call you Egg? Eggman? EG?
Oh, well, I was kidding. No, I'm fine with Mike. That's fine.
Mako.
Oh my, what is this lock on? Oh my god, this game. Anyways, you said you had a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah, I do actually. First off, I want to say that the devil might cry when I talk about this stuff.
God damn it, shut up. Alright.
But it's okay. We know that he who shall not be named wants the devil to cry. Yeah. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just gonna remain cryptic.
It's good. It's fine. Oh, we have a few people who do not like to discuss religious who gives a shit? Anyways.
Okay. Then I'll move on. What was I gonna say?
I really don't care.
Okay. Mike, I wanted to ask. Have you ever discussed antinatalism?
I think so, but it wasn't for that long because the person I was talking to about it, I don't think they didn't really want to keep talking about it. Not because they were comfortable, they just didn't know what to say, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm all for that. I watched a few videos on that, read a few articles, but...
Did you watch the Solar Sands video?
The Solar Sands one's the one that got me into it. I don't know, I was hooked by it, and so I looked more into it. And it's just very interesting that viewpoint. I see the point they're trying to make, but I think it's just a nihilistic view of looking at things.
Yeah.
But I don't know, what do you want to talk about it?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking about it today. But,
oh.
Like, cause yeah, I mean, suffering is part of life. So isn't it wrong of us to bring other people into this world?
Depends on what you feel is wrong.
It's all true, I know, but like I don't know.
But like I said, like I don't think they're like crazy to think that. Like literally, I understand. In a sense, I kind of respect that viewpoint because I get what I get where they're coming from. It's just life is tough, and sometimes you don't want people to share that with you. But at the same time, maybe some people just think people are ready for that challenge and they want to bring people into that world. And yeah, those people don't have a choice either way. But I mean, at the end of the day, we didn't have a choice either, and we made it.
We made it.
Come hell or high water, we made it. We somehow figure out a way. Maybe it's not the best, way. But
what way are you referring to?
We're still live. I mean, we're sitting here playing a video game, talking about antinatalism. I think in a sense we have a bit of privilege to be able to be in this position.
Yeah. I got you. You know, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, at the end of the day, again, it's just perspective. Like, if you think what you're going through is suffering, I mean, suffering, I always say, is just a mindset. You know, you could be in pain and you could lose all your limbs, but at the end of the day, it's up to you to be like, God, this is terrible. You know, I hate my life. Like, at the end of the day, that's up to you. There are people out there who lose their limbs all the time, and they're fine.
Sure, I guess you're thinking of a more like acute sense. You know, like, oh, you know, if I lose my arm, I'll probably be very upset about it for a while, and eventually, you know, if I don't, get even worse, spiral down, I'll get better, you know, and I'll accept that my arm is gone, you know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more of like in general, like, you know, we all have various pockets of like intense suffering, like you know, like if you lose your arm or whatever, you know, if a loved one dies, if you break up, you know, that is the suffering I'm talking about. It's kind of this chronic condition. Obviously, yeah, your mindset, you know, yeah, that's I think that's something that's not part of, I mean, that's kind of out of the hypothetical that I'm making, you know what I mean? I don't know. Because yes, that you will eventually accept whatever shit comes your way, you know? You'll change your mindset, but everybody gets that initial shock. Everybody gets that initial, like, oh my god, I am in a bad situation right now. Whoops. Sorry. Everybody gets that, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, I guess. Those, the overall suffering. When, like, you know, think of all the people that were never born, all the sperm that never made it to the egg, you know?
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, they didn't experience suffering because they didn't have any experience.
Yeah. And there you go.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, philosophically, we have to think about it. Like, okay, what is suffering though? Are we the ones to determine what suffering is? Like, say, like, you had a bad day and you're just like, well, I'm suffering. You know, like, is that what we're going by? Like, what exactly are we going by? Like, what are we measuring our suffering to? There's no specific. We're just saying, like, oh, you know, I had a terrible life, or I felt like I had a terrible life, so I don't want other people to experience that. But you're okay. At the end of the day, you're taking that away from other people. So you could,
you're right.
In a sense, you could argue both ways. Like, okay, you're not giving people a chance to experience life and judge for themselves. Yeah.
But nobody wanted that choice at all. Nobody consented to be alive.
Oh, of course not.
Like, I bet you if, you know, you saw like a whole video, like a sneak preview of your life before you were a thing.
Well, that would be.
Before you existed. You know, would you have decided to come to Earth? Would you have decided to have been born?
That's hypothetically thinking that I would know what all that meant, looking at it.
I guess that's true. Yeah, but there's a lot of you know, shortcuts that you have to make that it work.
Yeah, like, to argue that, like, I get, that's what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong, I get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to think about it, like, really. Again, that's just life. There are things that I can think about that I'm like, God, I would not wish that upon anybody, and people go through it, right?
Yep.
There are terrible things out there that, you know, and again, I'm using the word terrible because from my perspective, it's, I mean, and of course, as a society, we can probably agree that those things are terrible, and there's probably one, you know, I'm always thinking about this, okay, and I'm sure you can hear it in my speech, but anytime I use like adjectives to describe certain things in a positive light or a negative light, I have to remember that that's up to me.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Okay.
You know, it's our moral, it's our crafted crafted morality that we've created. You know, being in our society.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, you know, you go to another country and you experience different food, and you're like, geez, I didn't know that they had made food like this. It's at the same time, you could do the same thing with morality. You could be like, whoa, I didn't think about it this way, you know. People, this is how people live.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, slavery was considered normal for a while, and, you know, after a while, it's just like, okay, come on, guys. We didn't think that this was bad and people are suffering. No, they didn't think about that.
Right.
It sounds crazy, but it's just society. Sometimes they think that way. I'm getting my ass beat by this boss.
I can't see it.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, I get you. Okay. Yeah. Different definitions of suffering, I suppose. I guess. I mean, overall, don't you think the net, like, there would be a net gain for the planet if there were fewer humans?
Environmentally, yeah, of course. Definitely.
Yeah, I guess that's one thing
But to get
argument
everybody
that
on that, you know.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, it's just something to think about.
But the way I see it is kind of like a global suicide, saying like, oh, we need to sacrifice our species because you know, we just feel it's better for everybody that we didn't exist. And that's what people think when they commit suicide. It's like, better that I didn't exist. I'm just, you know, either like, you know, I'm just suffering being existing, or that I'm causing others to suffer because of my existence.
Yeah, I get, you know, that's something I thought about too. It's really hard to pull those two ideas apart, like wanting to commit suicide and then the anti-natalism, because there's a lot of, you know, similarities, like, oh, you know, I'm a waste of space, like I didn't want to be born, you know, why do I have to suffer, you know? Those are two ideas that, you know, both of those concepts that are both, you know, anti-natalism and someone who is that, like, suicidally depressed have, you know? Like, I don't know. I mean, not necessarily, but, you know, more or less.
Well, it's just I would say it's just like you were telling me that I was seeing it in an acute sense. Like, this would be like a micro and macro version of it, right? Instead of just one person committing suicide, you're asking the entire human race to do it.
Yeah, but is it suicide? It's more like just not having children.
Yeah, but like, eventually it's pretty much like a eventual genocide of the human race, because you're eventually asking them to kill themselves off.
I don't think it's a genocide. I don't know. What is the definition of it?
It's like it's a slow burnout of the human race, right? You're asking them to eventually just make themselves go extinct. Unless you're asking like a few of them to stay, then that becomes a whole other thing. It's like, okay, how do we decide who stays and who doesn't? You know, that kind of thing.
That's the thing. Nobody would stay. It would all be eradicated out of humanity.
Yeah. So there's just so much to it. Like, again, I think it's still something to discuss. I'm not saying like, you know, like, let's not talk about it at all. Like, that's not my deal. You know? Nah.
Yeah.
It's something to consider.
Cool. You know, Michael, moving on, I guess, you know, I thought about it, and I used to think that there probably is no heaven or no hell, but now I think there probably might be, you know? And the reason why is because before you were born, like, how did you land into this body? You know, how did you land into your body? Like, that it was just a random chance. Like, it could happen again. Whatever atoms, and it could be a different world, a different universe, and all of a sudden that consciousness is born again somewhere else, maybe in a more heaven-like place. Because, yeah, right? Doesn't that make sense?
Well, I always just see it from, like, you know, what happens to our atoms and all of our energy in our body. Like, you know, it gets recycled.
Yeah.
You know, and I kind of, in a sense, you can say they were right, I guess, with the reincarnation. It's just that we don't keep our mindset.
Yeah.
We just become something else.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that we keep our mindset? Like, is that something you believe?
No, not necessarily. It's just that if you experience consciousness right now, and it's happening in this way, it can happen again somewhere else. You know what I mean? And you just won't be aware. Like, where is somewhere else? It could be in another universe, so that doesn't have these physics. and like something that looks more like a heaven, something that looks more like hell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I guess the only difference between that is that you won't ever get to know, because where were you before you were Michael? You know,
I
like
was
you,
floating around as
you
energy, not conscious at all.
yeah, but you were I mean, who knows? There was probably some kind of. I'm just saying, there's just because this happened at all, because you just got consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
It can happen again somewhere, but you just won't be aware.
Yeah, I mean, no, I totally get that.
Yeah.
I always say though that, and this is something that I've come to kind of realize, and who knows, I could be totally wrong about it, but I think the only reason we're so obsessed with, like, heaven and hell, and all these kind of, what the hell am I supposed to do? All these kind of like,
Sorry.
what's it? Continuousness of our conscious. I'm sure there's a better word than that, but like we want things to be sequential, right? We just want things to keep going.
Yeah.
We don't want to stop. But I think that just comes from our ego, which is normal. We have the biological, push to survive, to live as long as possible. So who says that doesn't affect our mindset and what we believe in? So of course we're gonna have oh yeah, I'm gonna go to heaven, I'm gonna see everybody that I love, all this good stuff, because I'm gonna keep living. But no, and I always have trouble saying this to a lot of people, because of course, imagine telling people oh, I think that there's no such thing as an afterlife. Like, once you die, you're dead. Like, that person's not coming back. There's no, there's no continuation of that person. And it's sad.
Yeah.
It's very sad, and I don't say it, out of a nihilistic way. I say it out of just kind of looking at the facts, like you said, I guess it's just the opposite of saying oh yeah, we're just a continuation of something previously. It's like, no, we're just a momentary blip of something that is always nothing. It's just a moment of just oh, you're alive, now you're gone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's crazy, huh? That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, again, I just always see this as an ego thing. Of course we want to live. Of course we want to keep going.
Because I know what you're supposed to do.
What?
I don't know, because I can't see.
The lockdown in this game is awful. I guess
You're
that's
awful.
the reason.
That's the reason what?
Well, that's the reason I can't hit any of these things, because the lockdown in this game is just really bad.
Pues. Pues. Excuse me. ¿Y la novia?
Who novia?
You.
I have a novia.
Oh!
And I don't want one.
Cool.
Not yet, though. I need more time.
What was I gonna say? So you want someone that you don't want to date anyone until you know that you want to marry them?
No?
Okay. Oh no, I'm just trying to ask what's going
I just need more time to myself, I guess. I recently realized.
I got you. Can we talk about this?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Is there anybody watching?
Yes.
Who?
Kiki.
Oh, Kiki? Okay. Hi. How's it going, Kiki? Kiki, do you love? I'm sorry, I had to. I'm sorry.
You're,
okay. What?
You're something.
Oh god.
Okay,
Oh
with
man.
crystals like that stuff.
But anyways, I don't know, Michael. Like, there's I got a check for $23 in the mail the other day. was amazing.
23.
You know, $23. Just
Oh,
23. 2, 3. Yeah. It was my tax refund
Oh,
for California.
yeah.
Right? Ah, yeah, I'm swimming in it. Motherfucker. Anyways, I was gonna say, have you ever seen the movie, Gay People Say No?
No. Damn it! He got me.
Oh, God. Ah.
I hope you feel proud.
I do feel proud. God, it
What do you
feels
want to do?
good. It feels good to be a gangster, man. I'm kidding, I'm not a gangster.
What am I supposed to do?
You're just supposed to, you know, like, cry or something. You're supposed to sit in the corner and cry.
What is this? What is this boss? This is so terrible. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Am I supposed to jump on top?
I don't know.
What am I supposed to do, Josh?
I don't
What am I supposed to do,
know.
Josh?
You're supposed to make the devil cry. Because as it stands right now, he may or may not cry.
He may or may not.
Okay, would you rather
Would you rather?
have sex with a demon or an angel?
That's hard. Yes. What kind
Yes?
of angel? What angel are we talking about here?
the
Be not
fucking-
afraid angel?
Yeah, the be not afraid angel. Oh my god. You have to. It's like you're fucking that fucking ring thing with the eyes. Like you.
How does that even work?
I don't know. You have to like fly up to it and then put your wiener through like, and then it's like, you know, it's just such a massive ring that you're just like, you know, floating in the middle of the ring, and then like you hear it go, oh, you know, like it just starts. And then, oh god. Anyways, but yeah. Okay, so yeah, okay, what kind of angel? I guess, okay, let's, one of like a typical one, you know, like a, you know, like a John Milton one, like, you know, like wings, you know, nice gown, probably hot underneath, you know, like underneath the gown, like something like that. Would you do that? And then the demon, honestly, it can be whatever. Just describe the demon and the angel to me, and I'll unzip my pants. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
I guess I'll just go with the angel.
Okay.
Did you find
Angel.
Biblically accurate orgy.
Now we can stop.
Biblically accurate.
That's what Arcus
Oh
says.
god,
But
That makes sense.
that's funny.
actually,
Wait, who?
I do not deserve
Arcus?
this power.
Oh, Clyde?
You doxed them. Congratulations.
Ah, fuck, I did fuck.
Bring
Fuck.
this to my chief.
Sorry.
That's just gonna
Sorry,
be the
Arcus.
joke. That's gonna be the joke around here. Like the only people that watch this channel are like are my friends or like people that know like me, like acquaintances and everything. And every time we're just like, oh, is that guy? I was like, we just doxed dude. Like, oh, sorry.
That would be good, yeah.
Ay.
I was talking to my squirrel friend the other day.
Your squirrel
Said,
friend?
why don't, yeah, my squirrel friend. And I said, why don't you get a couple of your buddies and we can go change a light bulb.
What? This guy's name is Plutonium.
Plutonium?
He's rich.
Whoa. Whoa. The butterfly, that's old. Let me see your Tootsie Roll.
Oh. Only have
Yeah,
one health.
1994. 69 boys backed up by the Quad City DJs. One time,
Hey!
cotton candy. Mr. Arcus, I have something to tell you.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what I've been told. I don't know what I've been told. Michael is
Really old.
really old. I'm just a spry 67. Remember when you said that? Anyways, what's the other thing I had to talk about? So Michael lives at bleep 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 Avenue bleep 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 California bleep 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 bleep.
Oh, you said Avenue. They already gave it away.
Ah shit. He lives on an Anaview. he lives. he lives on an Anaview. Oh god.
Anime.
He lives on. He lives on a boulevard. Boulevard.
Doesn't boulevard just mean like beautiful street?
I guess.
That was a really easy boss. Wow. I mean, I still
Wow.
died once, but
Is this the game where you're a guy
Yes.
and you walk around and and then there's a devil and then you have to make him cry?
actually, that's the wrong game. That's Silent Hill.
Okay.
It's okay. It's often confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I visited not Manny Pacquiao the other day.
It
Uh-huh.
seems you have
And,
obtained the final arcana.
I picked him up and we went
It's
to
from your daughter.
bleep bleep at bleep and then yeah and
What are you doing, Granny?
on the way over to
There
the
is one more thing.
well okay I'll just tell you we went to go get ramen and
Son of Sparta.
the ramen there was pretty gross. It was
To
like
face Arius all
I'm
by
not gonna tell you where it is because I don't want to dox these people, but this ramen
Nobody cares. Just
and say
was
this
pretty good. I forgot even the place, so yeah,
Its heads.
what city
there's
was it?
that too. Bleep. I'm kidding. It was in fucking I think Rancho Cucamonga.
Huh.
Anyways, yeah. So Rancho
Lucky
Cucamonga
street
and
continues, Granny.
it's nasty and the guy was like, so sorry sir, here's your money back. I'm kidding, no, I didn't ask for that. But yeah, I ate it all anyways because I'm fat, Michael. And then I got into my car with not Manny Pacquiao. And I was taking him home.
Are you sure it wasn't Manny Pacquiao?
I'm
Probably.
pretty sure. Maybe it was. I couldn't tell because I asked him for his name, and he said not Manny Pacquiao. And and I'm like, then what's your real name? He's like Manny Pacquiao, but I'm not the Manny Pacquiao. And I said
So it could be
That doesn't
anybody
make any
but
sense.
Manny Pacquiao.
anybody but Manny Pacquiao.
Oh wow.
But he is Manny Pacquiao, just not Manny Pacquiao. You get what I'm saying?
That's just a piece of crap.
Anyways. Okay, well,
No, I'm
yeah.
just kidding.
So yeah, me and Manny,
Here's
I mean
another
not
three for
Manny
you.
Pacquiao, but Manny Pacquiao. I was driving down the street taking him home, and he lives on Live Oak. I'm kidding. Bleep bleep bleep. I'm kidding. He lives
Crap like that doesn't interest
he lives
me.
on A Street in A City,
But
and then we're driving past, and then all of a sudden,
Your
like I'm
swan
stopped at
song
the stop
will.
sign where I turn right onto his boulevard, and
Get you your boulevard.
yeah, and then and then there's somebody like behind us beeps like really loudly, and I'm just like, what the fuck, you know, like, and it reminded me of a time when like my friend, I was doing a podcast with my friend, and he said, what if, like, you know, we karaoke'd speeches? And I said, that's a pretty funny concept. I mean,
That's a pretty cool idea.
like you like imagine you're like in Braveheart. You like okay, I'm gonna karaoke Braveheart, you know, and then like the you go up like hey guys, and then the music starts, and then little words on the screen, and then there's like clips of the movie in the back. You know, they might take our lives.
You know which one I would do?
What would you do?
When Buzz Lightyear sits in front of the American flag and he makes that speech to the toys. Oh, that's one.
I would do the I have a dream speech. But yeah, and I'm kidding. No, I don't
That's
even.
the funniest one. Huh?
It one's hilarious. Oh my god. Because
Really, did he really think that was gonna?
Yeah.
Too easy.
Anyways, so yeah, so tight depths. So yeah, it reminded me of that time.
You cannot win.
Which reminded me of that one time when I went to not Manny Pacquiao's house and you were there, and you got me a copy of Beatles Rock Band and Borderlands.
Who's me? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, well, he's.
I mean
my
you.
very-
I messed it up.
Don't worry,
Okay, me or you? I can't tell.
I
got you.
don't know anymore.
But you know what? But yeah.
Anyways,
I mean,
yeah, like-
and then I opened the copy of Borderlands, and in it was the copy of Beatles Rock Band, and you said, "Oops, my mistake," and then you took them both from me. You opened them both, and then you switched them around, and I'm like, "Why did you do that beforehand?" And you said, "No." And I'm like, "What? What a coincidence." And then you said they probably did that accidentally at the GameStop.
Why did you say
Anyways, so yeah, and you gave me that, and then we played Beatles Rock Band. And then yeah, and then it takes me back to when I was driving Manny Pacquiao home. I mean, not Manny Pacquiao
There's
home.
still time.
And yeah, there's that person that beeps behind us, and they come up to the car. Like they're mad enough. Like I don't do anything. I'm just at the stop.
Right?
I'm getting ready to turn. But then I hear like the door open, like the behind me. They come up to the window. And I'm just like shit, like what the fuck is going on? Like I don't know. Like I lock the doors, and not Manny Pacquiao is just like, I don't know, dude. I'm like at this point I have half a mind to just speed off.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's not a cop, so is it illegal? And before I have time to think, I hear a knock on the window, and there's a man there, medium build, probably like early 30s, and he like knocks on the window, and I'm just like, what do I do? It's like light late, the sun's going down, and then and I roll down the window, and he says, "Do you think that God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he screams?" And then that's when I realized he was a 300-foot high Brachiosaurus from the Jurassic period. I don't know the joke.
He was asking for
And
tree fitty.
he was asking for tree fitty. Anyways, yeah. Thank you. That was my story.
What an interesting
That was-
life.
I know, right? Which reminds me of another time. One time. I'm kidding. Well, what do you want to talk about, Michael? Because I can tell you more stupid stories.
Well, you said you had a lot of things to talk about. I mean, is that just the stories that you have to talk about? I mean, I'm fine with the stories. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, no, pretty much just stories.
Then lay it on us.
Okay, well, anyways, I remember one time, my friend Bleep, we'll call him Miguel. That's actually his real name, Miguel. I'm kidding. Miguel, he was in town for a few months because he had a new job here in Orange County, and and I say, and I would invite him to go hang out with me and my friends, and we would go eat, you know, the typical guys, the people in the band you used to be in, like, and we would go, and then one day he's like, you know what, Yeshua, I'm gonna take you, Josh, I'm gonna take you somewhere, and I'm like, where are you taking me? And he's like, just get in. And at that point, I was already in the car. I couldn't, I couldn't open and tuck and roll. I couldn't do that anymore. So I'm just like, okay. So we're barreling down the 405 freeway, and he reaches over, he grabs my leg, and he squeezes it. And I look at him, and I'm just like, at that second, I realized, am I in danger? I asked myself, like, is this something I should worry about? And he gives me this look, this like, I'm gonna kill you, like this kind of like, menacing, and I try to bring it down. I feel that there's a lot of tension because I know this guy's my friend, and I know he wouldn't kill me. So I say, you're silly grabbing my leg like that. And then, he looks at the road, he looks back at me, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And then I try to seem nonchalant. I'm looking out the window, whatever, and this guy, and he has his hand on my leg. And then he moves it up the thigh. And that is when, my balls retreat into themselves. And
by the way, Arcus said he was invested and said the fuck up.
I'm sorry, Arcus. Anyways, so fucking shit, now I don't know what to do, I'm like, please don't squeeze that hard. And then, while he's still driving, and keep in mind we're going 70 miles an hour, he looks at me, and he does not turn to look at the road, and he moves his face into mine, and I say, what? And he says, you need to say wee-oo.
Josh, where's the story going?
just hold on. He said, you need to say wee-oo. And I said, that's ridiculous. I'm not saying that. He's like, you better fucking say it, and then like I feel like a jerk in the car, and like because we almost hit something, like at that point my body is squished in the corner, like of the seat and the door, and I don't know what to do. I have half of mind to unbuckle the seatbelt and tuck and roll, because I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I look at him, and he looks at me, he has like every like second or so he's looking at the road, but he's facing me. So then I go under my breath and I say, wee-oo. And he says, say it louder. And I'm like, wee-oo, like just wee-oo. Okay, alright, cool. And at that point he unhands me. Like he takes his hand off my leg and he's back. Both hands on the steering wheel, we're all good. And I'm like, I kind of breathe a sigh of relief, and I'm like, Jesus, I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And without a smile or anything, he's like, oh, I was just playing fire truck. You just had to, fire truck. You've never played fire truck? And I'm like, that's what this was? And I'm like, you groping me? And he said, yeah. Anyways, we're barreling down the 405, and we get to UC Irvine, which is where we went to school. And we get off, and he shows me, he before we get off, he drives into the back of this one spot, this one building called Engineering Hall. and he drops us off there. And he's like, "It's been a while, huh?" And I said, "Yeah." And I'm like, "I'm not sure what you mean." And he says, "Well, it's been a while since we were here." And I said, "Well, yeah, I mean, it's been like, what, 6-7 years." And then he comes closer to me, and he's like, I'm standing like on the hood of the car, and he has like a Honda Civic, so it's like low. I'm standing there, and he's walking towards me, and then I'm just like, whoa, what's going on? And I try not to look like I'm scared, because this is my friend, like, he's not gonna hurt me, he's not gonna do anything. So he's walking towards me, and then he gets close, really close, and I get kind of startled, and I stumble, and like my butt hits the hood of the car, so now I'm sitting on the hood. And he looks me in the eyes, and he gives me this weird look, like, oh, I can see the stars in his eyes, the moon and the lights, everything around. And then I'm like, what's going on, man? What's going on, Miguel? And he says, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. And I said, what? And that's when he leans into my face, closes his eyes, goes up to my ear, and he whispers. Nothing. He comes back, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was just being weird."
Okay.
And I said, "That's it?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then he took me home. That's the end of that story.
I hate you. Banned from this channel. Raise the hands. Who wants to ban this band?
Oh god. Anyways. But yeah, good times. I don't know. Alright, I'll think of like a real story. Like this time, I promise it won't be like a trolling thing. Like, but I'll tell you a real story. Okay? I just have to think of one. What's like a good story? Oh yeah. So this one time at band camp, I'm kidding, no. I was like 17 or so, and my dad had a girlfriend at the time, because my mom had passed away, and for a while, his girlfriend had a brother who was about my age, and his name, I'll call him Benny, because that was his real name. So Benny,
What do I call him?
I'm not creative, I'm sorry. I'm kidding, Benny's not his real name. Or is it? I don't know. If you want to look him up and be my guest.
Oh, if you guys want to call him, his number is
123. He lives at 123 Fake Street. That's a quote from The Simpsons. Anyways, so Benny, we're like walking down Harupa, remember, Harupa?
Yeah.
We're walking down Harupa, and we're walking for a while, and he has this idea like, oh, we should go to Target. And I said, okay, that sounds good. Target's not super far from Harupa. So we get to the crossroads of Harupa and Sierra, and we walk up Sierra, and just chatting the whole way, and finally we get to the Target. We go inside, and he says, and by the way, his younger brother, or his nephew was with us, and his nephew was like about 7. So this is important to the story. So his nephew says, "Hey, oh no, not him. Him." He said, "Wait, Benny, wait, I forgot. No, I say no. Wait, Michael says no, and then Miguel said, do you think?" I'm kidding. No, Benny says, "All right, get what you want." And I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, and he's like, "Yeah, get what you want." And I was like,
They said they feel like they're Asian, I feel the same way.
you know what? I'm not gonna tell that story because it's not a good story. Anyways.
All right, let's talk about something else. We need to break.
Okay,
the
sorry.
stories.
Okay. I'm having a good time. I don't know.
It isn't always about you, Josh.
I know.
Oh, sorry, I doxed you.
Yeah, it's okay. Guys, my name is Yeshua. Actually, don't listen to this man.
I'm crazy. That's absolutely insane story.
Yes. Anyways, what did you want to talk about? Politics?
Sure, why not? It's always good to talk about everything.
Okay, cool. So.
As long as we don't get emotional about it.
How dare you support poop face party? Anyways, I don't know. What do you wanna talk about? Something sad, something happy, in the middle.
That's emotions. What did I just say? I was kidding.
Okay, give us a topic, Arcus, or whoever's on watching right now.
Yeah, pretend we're both presidential candidates and we're debating. I think that's a good segue.
Yeah.
We're two good friends who are trying to both run for office. You can be our moderator.
I believe that poo-poo pee-pee.
I like to poop and fart and pee.
Oh man.
I remember when I was just a little boy.
I remember
This country was a great country. We had free ice cream on Sundays. Hamburgers were only 25 cents.
Don't touch the jaw. How do you... Don't
My
touch
son.
the jaw. My son.
I called you here today to tell you that if you touch this jewel, if anybody touches this jewel, I will die. Do not touch this jewel.
Have you seen Sonic the Hedgehog 2?
No, I've only seen the first. I barely saw the first one like 2 weeks ago because I
Bro.
bought it on YouTube, but I was like, you know, I need to watch this movie.
Yes, you did, and you need to watch the second one too.
I heard it's good.
It's amazing.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do anymore. I'm lost in this game. I know you can't see, but
I'm lost in this game.
I mean, you can watch the stream and tell me, but you want to.
Oh no, I don't know. I don't know what to do, dude. If you don't know what to do, I don't know what to do because you're like fucking the video game whisperer, dude.
Not even
Like-
close.
Yeah, seriously.
That's Matt Pat from Game Theory.
Ah, okay. That's just a theory. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.
It says I need to. Okay, let's see. 1, 2. I got that 3. Oh, I need one more. God damn it. God damn it, Jonathan. Alright, I guess I'll think of a topic since everybody decided to just dip.
To bail because I wasn't telling my stories. I told you.
You were telling them straight up. You lied to their hearts.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
First question for our presidential candidates. If you could tell a story, no, what is your take on religion and politics, religion and the government? Go.
No. I believe that, you know, you should just like do whatever you want, man. What happened to
You
he
want to
who
start
must-
a huh?
What happened to he who must not be named?
Oh, he's still around. He has a family
Okay.
and everything.
Oh boy.
So he's obviously doing better than us.
That's because of that sweet, sweet Jesus.
Jesus!
Hallelujah.
Have you seen the Aqua Teen Hunger Force episode with the fruit? The Bible fruit? I think it's supposed to be a parody on like VeggieTales. And they're all like drug addicts that are recovering.
That's
I just
funny.
like, I've been good ever since Jesus came into my life. I'm high on that Jesus, if you know what I mean. Okay, I need one more of these hoopty-doodlies. Diddly-daddly-diddlies. Tom diddly-daddly-daddlies. Hiddly-fiddly, giddly-jiddly. Calm diddly-diddly. Ah, screw it! Actually, I had a... Oh, there it is. It's up there. I posted some comments on, and people will know, the only reason they know me on YouTube is because of this comment chain on the Simpsons episode.
Yeah.
These people were watching the Flanders, when he blows up on everybody. That's what I was kind of imitating right now.
Yeah.
Sorry. Trying to get up here. These things are annoying. And in the comment train, they're discussing like the psychology of Flanders, like if it was okay that he got upset with everybody, like was it fine and everything. And like people were just like, let him, vent and everything. People need to vent. He was doing his best. He was always so nice to people, and people were kind of jerks to him.
Yeah.
And like people are debating on that, and like it goes from like people are like, oh, I disagree with your opinion, whatever, that's fine, to like people straight up just like, fuck you.
Oh my god.
Like you're an idiot, you're a dumbass for thinking to even thinking that opinion.
Yeah.
And like one guy like was just saying like, oh, I think Bart has an Oedipus complex, and just that's his opinion. Like he was like, these are my reasons, and here it is. And one guy just goes, nah, man, I think you're just talking about yourself. And the guy like he gets upset with that. I guess I wouldn't say that's really a joke. Because one, I feel like that's a joke to tell to somebody that you're friends with and you know very well, or a community you're okay with. You don't just straight up like. I feel like some people don't understand that kind of the difference between a communal presentation and a agentric presentation. People often confuse those, and I feel like that's why there's so many fights on the internet because of that. Like. That lack of understanding between those two. Like when you're on the internet, you don't see any facial expressions, you don't see body gestures, you don't read. There's no mood to the room, right?
Yeah.
It's just straight up like the Wild West, pretty much, of
Without
expression,
context.
and with no context at all. And so you have these people like somebody's taking it seriously, another guy just comes in and goes, ah, you're a butt face, whatever. Yeah. And it's just like the other person's just like, I'm taking it serious, and you're over here being a dumb, like asshole, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Vex? How's it going? Excuse my language, I apologize. I'm over here cussing up the storm. But anyways, yeah, so this guy, like, just says, like, oh, I don't know, I think you're talking about yourself with this Oedipus complex thing. And he just starts going off on this guy, like you're, idiot that just comes in here just to troll and everything, like, just, like, going off on him. And everyone's just like, dude, what's wrong with you? Like, calm down. Like,
yeah.
Like, like, he didn't mean it or anything. And I'm sitting there like, okay, yes, this guy needs to relax, because they started attacking him and just saying, like, he's a terrible person for even, blowing up on this guy and everything. And I just, I comment, I just go, guys, like, what's wrong with you people? Do you realize that you guys are just being just as bad as him and the other person that, are doing that? Yeah. Like, look, he's wrong for blowing up, yes. But the other guy's wrong, too, for, like, pretty much making fun of this guy, like when he was given a serious defense, like, because everyone's just like, oh, he was just disagreeing with you. That's it. I was like, there's better
Yeah.
ways to say you disagree with somebody than saying, oh, no, you, pretty much. Like, that's
Yeah.
what he was saying, no, you.
Uh-huh.
And so I was just trying to explain it, but, you know, like, and there's people that, some people, like, agreed with it, and then, like, on my point, and other people are just, like, pretty much no you again. And it's just like, oh my god, the internet.
Yeah.
I just find it funny that you see that a lot on the internet, like, some people are taking it seriously, that they came there for a reason to discuss things, and to argue specific points, and have a, you know, a good debate about something, and then some people just come in and just go, haha! Like,
Yep.
and it's just like, oh my god.
That's why you don't comment on YouTube.
Yeah, right? That's why you go to forums.
Yeah. You go to the forum specifically for that thing you want to be serious about.
Yeah.
And then you talk. That is right now.
As best as you can do.
Yes.
I don't think about this character though.
I wanted to share something with you.
What's up?
Here, let's see. Okay, verily, Allah will admit those who believe and work righteous deeds to gardens, beneath which rivers flow, for Allah carries all that He plans. If any think that Allah will not help him in this world and the hereafter, let him stretch out a rope to the ceiling and cut himself off. Then let him see whether his plan will remove that which enrages him.
Say that one more time?
Those who believe, those who follow the Jewish scriptures and the Sabians, Christians, Magians, and polytheists, Allah will judge them between them on the day of judgment, for Allah is witness of all things.
Oh, just that little passage right there?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's from the Quran, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Dude, man. I only read one section of that, and I plan to read the other two sections. It's like split into three. That was the thing I forgot. It's hard because it's just the logic. Like, it makes sense why, like out of most people, like, no offense, it's no offense to these people, it's just more of just, like, understanding psychology and how they react to certain things. You notice that, like, that's why they're much more passionate than any other religion about Allah and stuff. Because the Quran is just so straight to the point. Like, yo, like, you believe or you don't. Like, get out. Like, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, too, you have more people, like, on the internet, like, that are, like, Muslim, that they push it. Doesn't matter who they are. Like, with religion, it's usually somebody who's very, like, you know, like, part of the community. They're, you know, they're either, like, even priests don't even push that much.
Yeah.
But I guess, like, in the Muslim community, I feel like there's so much, there's more confidence, because there's no doubt. You know what I mean? Like, this is the word of Allah. There's no questioning it. Well, with the Bible, like, you know, you could bring up something and people will be like, oh, well, I mean, yeah, you could interpret it that way. Like, no, in the Muslims, like, no, that's Allah's word. Like, it's no going around it. This is what it is. There's no interpreting it in different ways. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And so I just find that interesting that you see the difference in community. Don't get me wrong, you still have fanatics in both communities, and you have a very what's the word? Very communal people who, you know, do very much care and respect other people's opinions in both communities as well. But you can see the passion a lot stronger in the Muslim community rather than, like, Christian and Catholic.
Right.
But was there a reason you brought up that thing? I just kind of went off, sorry.
No worries. No reason really. I just had it right here and I was randomly reading it.
Why do you have the Quran with you? You reading it?
I have a few books on my bookshelf.
Nice.
Yeah. and I was just pulling them out and looking at them. Anyways, yeah. So, are you still planning on doing that? When you turn 30, you're gonna go on that trip?
To say I wasn't reluctant about it would be a lie. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I have to. I feel like don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna go Chris McCandless this bullshit. You know, I ain't gonna be like, no one can help me. You know, I'm gonna be calling my parents, making sure I'm okay and everything. They don't know how everything's going. You know, I'm gonna keep communication. But I think I just need to go out and just experience life on the road.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And just kind of give myself a whole year to kind of just be with myself.
Yeah.
And then like talk to strangers and figure out what's going, you know, how a lot of other states, you know, do the way they do.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, I might not like experience anything. You know, it's just like, wow, this is no different than what I did, which I hardly doubt. But you were gonna say something.
Oh no, nothing. I guess. No, this is kind of tangential to what you were talking about. So you should finish your thought first.
No, that's about it. I was just saying that it's something I feel like I need to do.
Yeah.
To grow as a human. I'm sure there's other ways of doing it, but I just want to push myself out there, I guess.
I gotcha.
You were saying, what was something?
Oh, well, one thing I learned from, you know, working on my mental health and stuff like that is, that there is really no right or wrong way of doing it. It's all about whether it's maladaptive or not. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
It's all about whether does it affect your life.
And
does it, you know? What?
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, maladaptive or adaptive, and in relevance to your moralities and your values, right? Like, because what's adaptive for one person could be, you know, maladaptive for another, depending on the situation. That's why it's hard to give advice a lot of the time, because sometimes it just doesn't fit with that person.
Yep. Definitely.
But no, I mean, it's good, man. Working on mental health.
Oh yeah.
Everyone should be doing that. I'm still doing it. I still struggle with so many things.
I still struggle.
This is hard. I gotta figure this out. On the road again.
Going places that I've never been.
Let's somebody in the audience, can you give us a character or famous person, which is I guess still a character, and we'll try to do our best impression of that person. All right, go. And Josh, if you want to give one right now, you can while we wait for others.
Michael on the I'm kidding.
Well, that's easy. Hi guys, I'm Michael.
Alright,
what do you think though? What do you think we should do?
Goofy.
You go first.
Okay. Gorsh.
Gorsh. You know what I always want to do with Goofy?
What?
The scream he does. There's always the hooey at the end.
Yeah.
If you really want to do a good Goofy voice, you gotta have the hooey at the end. That's the key. That's key.
That's the key.
That's the key. If you don't have the hooey, are you even Goofy?
Do that.
Huh?
Do that.
Oh. I said, who is that? I was like, yeah, I don't know who it is.
Wow. Wow, Michael.
Get down,
So, oh, I have another story. I want to ask how you would react to it. So a couple of weeks ago, I went to lunch with my girlfriend's parents and her, right? And we got to the restaurant, and it was like my first time meeting them. And we get to the restaurant, and we're parked outside, and I say, okay, I'm gonna go inside really quickly. I'm gonna go use the restroom. She's like, all right, cool. She's like, okay, I'll go with you, actually. And I said, all right, we go in. And then I go into the bathroom, and then I'm the first one out, right? So I come out, and the bathroom's weird. It's like it looks like it's it literally is the entrance to both like the bathroom and like I guess the kitchen, you know? So I come out, and there's a guy on the table like in front, and he gets my attention. He says, excuse me. And I'm like, huh, what? And then I'm like, yeah. And he says, yeah, could I get some water for the table? And I said, oh, I don't work here, dude. And he's like, and then he didn't even say sorry. He kind of just like looked away. And then I was like, what? And so I'm like standing out, and I'm waiting for my girlfriend to come out, and she comes out. And at this point, I'm kind of like, I'm like kind of in shock, because I'm like, shit, you know, am I dressed well enough? Like, I mean, no offense to, you know, waitresses, you know, like their job is very important and hard, but like, oh god, like, am I good enough? You know, all of a sudden I felt like, because we were kind of like in a nice part of LA, I guess, and I automatically became aware of like my brownness, you know, like I'm a Latino, I don't belong, you know, and like I usually don't feel that way, but it was like that moment, you know. So I tell her, and you know, I'm kind of freaking out a little bit, because I'm like, shit, you know, I'm like, is this good? Is this bad? You know? She's like,
it's
don't worry, yeah, and like it was just that, and then like I don't know. She's like, I don't know what that dude's problem was, like, but if he made a mistake, obviously you should and I'm like, yeah, but how would you react?
Oh, I get it all the time.
Yeah.
I know I look very like, and it's even by other Mexicans, like.
Yeah.
They see me, they're like, oh, obviously he speaks Spanish, and it's like super like ranchero and everything. I'm like, no, not at all. They're always surprised, their face every time, like they'll be like, you know, they'll start like telling me stuff in Spanish, and I'll just be like, oh, sorry, I don't speak Spanish, and they're just like, oh. They just like give me a look and they go, oh, and they walk away. Yeah. So like, no, I get it. Like, I guess I kind of just face it. Like, I know I look Mexican, and I don't, you know, I'm not a stereotypical Mexican either. Jeez. Yeah. But I just know I have that look, and it's just how it is. And it's unfortunate, you know, just like how black people have to deal with a lot of stereotypes. It's just, it can be really annoying and even harmful. And you just, I mean, what are you gonna do? Get mad about it? Like, it's not helping you getting mad about it. Nope. Or, you know, freaking out or worrying about, I mean, the best you can do is just, you know, like, not really, like, embrace it, but, like, just be like, okay, well, that's a thing that just, you know, our society does, and maybe there's someone I can, you know, maybe eventually that can change. Yeah. But doing it in an angry way does not solve anything. Right. People are just gonna be more adverse to changing. Yep. For sure. And another big thing is getting people to realize it without being angry at them. Yeah. Like, oh, hey, you know, I don't appreciate, you know, this. Like, this is how I feel when you say these kind of things. And of course, you're gonna come across people that are gonna be straight up. They don't give a shit. Yeah. And they're just be like, oh, sorry you feel that way. Like, you know. Yeah. But they're not sincere at all. It's unfortunate, but I mean, at the end of the day, you just can't take those kind of things personally. Yeah, I get it. 'Cause it's outside of you. It's not directed towards you. It's just you happen to look the part, I guess. Yeah, yeah, very true.
But yeah.
Just like I often get confused for an old person.
Man.
Dude, like, it happens so much that I'm so used to it. Like, kids at the school will be like... Because, like, everybody at the work thought I was older, and I told them I was 28. They're like, what? Like, you're so young! Like, we thought you were older!
Yeah, that must be crazy. Oh god.
But, yeah, no, like, remember I told you, even at your party, like, they thought I was old.
Wait, which party?
The party you guys had?
Oh, that's right, yeah, oh my god. Oh my god, I have something to tell you. Oh man. Fucking... Why is it that whenever I come in contact with Wesley, he's come in contact with someone that has had COVID. Like, oh my god, like the last 2 times I feel like I've seen him. Like, remember that time when, yeah, the first Halloween party we had, and fucking Wes was like, oh yeah, my coworker, yeah, and then he, like, you guys didn't tell me about it until I was already in the car, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now, dude? Like, why? Like, Wes, I love you, but why did you come? Like, Christ.
Yeah,
and then he was like fucking hacking up phlegm, and you were just totally you were chilling. You didn't give a shit. It's just a mindset, bro. And here's this book I read, and I'm like, fucking Michael, like, I'm freaking out. I'm kidding, but obviously, yeah, I love you, Mike. But man, that was scary. And then fucking the second time when we went bowling, oh my god, and his sister had gotten COVID. I was like,
secret.
What are you doing? And he doesn't say anything until like I'm already huffing his air. Oh my god.
Hey, but at the end of the day,
luckily nothing happened, but oh my god. Oof. Yeah. What was COVID like for you? What was that? Like
just the year?
Yeah, like 2020. Yeah.
Not at all. I was just in the belief that I honestly didn't care for the mask thing. I honestly didn't feel like it was helping. If anything, it was just making people pissed off for no reason. I still cooperated, and I'm not gonna. I just want people to feel comfortable, but at the same time, I don't know. I just went with the flow.
Right.
It's just kind of how I am. But no, I mean that was I always say that's probably the best time of my life, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I mean I feel like I accomplished so much in that time frame. I lost so much weight, and I felt like I was getting more healthy. I've been learning so much. I just feel like a way better human being in general.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was all just through those 2 years. And honestly, I wouldn't even say it's COVID that, caused that. I would have done it either way. COVID just happened to be the backdrop to that, moment of time.
Yeah.
But, I just didn't let it get to me. You could say I was being reckless, but I just felt like as long as I kept taking care of myself, I should be fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. That was just the way I felt about it.
I got you.
I'll be honest, like, I know a lot of people were dying, but I do think we were still blowing it out of proportion.
Yeah.
That's just how it felt to me. Like, yes, we need to be safe, make sure, we're not coughing on each other, because that's stupid, don't do that.
Yeah.
Jeez, I swear, the people that were doing that, I think it's like a protest. It's like, dude, like, okay, now you're just being a douchebag.
Yeah. Seriously.
But I don't know, I know so many people that, like, it drove them crazy. And it was sad for me to see them like that.
Yeah.
Like, I have some friends that literally went down the hole, like, because of COVID.
Oh yeah. I know some too.
And so,
I think I know one that you're talking about.
It's sad, but, that's why I feel like it was pushed like I said, don't get me wrong, people were dying. It was something like, you know, like, hey, we need to worry about that, but at the same time, you know, I think we freaked out too fast.
Yeah.
Instead of being calm about it, like, okay, what can we do? You know, no, instead we're like posting all these stats, like, hey, all these people are dying, guess what? Like, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
nobody needs to be saying that.
Yeah.
Unless you're trying to get people to do a certain thing, you're just trying to put fear into them. Like, that's not how you get people to do things, you know, calmly.
Mental health. It's an issue.
I don't like to be that person, but I guess I have to. I don't know. But the whole news thing doesn't help either. Like my parents, like, they're constantly on, like, watching the news constantly,
Oh, yeah.
and like, I wouldn't have a problem with that if, you know, they were learning a bunch of new things and stuff like that. But every day it's like the same stuff.
Yeah.
Here's who you need to be mad at. It's like,
Yeah.
it's just not good at all. So,
I think you should be aware of it and channel that.
yeah, but every day, like,
Yeah, not every day, obviously. But you should, if you are aware, you can channel that energy into something positive instead of just kind of stewing.
yeah. How would you do that then?
I remember during COVID, I think, and for me it was extra bad because, you know, my stepmother was sick on top of that. And so I had to be like extra careful. I would be the only one that would go to the store, you know, and I would come back on like every weekend, get the groceries, and, you know, my grandma was there and we would wash all this stuff. And it was scary. I guess one way I would try to get the stress off is I'd go for like long walks. I would go.
What's that?
Yeah, I would.
Wait, sorry,
I would
Joe.
go-
What are you talking about? Joe was
What?
saying, "What the hell was that sound?" Oh, continue.
I don't know.
I just wanted to see. If...
Oh yeah, no worries. Yeah, I would go for very long walks. I think you remember Michael. And, yeah, I would go for long walks. I would watch TV. I would try to play video game. Oh yeah, I hear the sound. It sounds like a Rolodex.
Oh, it's just my controller vibrating.
Oh yeah, duh, it's the vibrate. Okay,
Sorry.
no worries. It's not a big deal. Anyways, yeah. But yeah, that's what I would do.
Nani. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, again, like, my own advice could be totally not good for somebody else. So I just did what I could do, and
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you kind of have to do the whole "good luck, everybody else,"
Yeah.
and just, you know, hopefully everyone turns out all right. But
Yeah.
you can't control them. You can't micromanage their life. I think that's one of the biggest things I had with the whole COVID thing, is I feel like they're trying to micromanage the entire society so hard. And as somebody who teaches, that can really blow up in your face.
Yeah.
Especially if it's just out of nowhere. Like, people are really gonna have a hard time adjusting. You're gonna have the goody two-shoes in the class who are just gonna be like, "Yeah, of course, teacher, I'll listen to you."
Yeah.
And then you have the one kids who are just like, "What? This is unfair! Yeah, I don't want to do that!" And then you have the other kids who are just like, "Well, I do like to listen to the teacher, but I'm just wondering if this is really a good idea." And then the teacher goes, "Well, I said so, you have to do it." And you're just like, And then sometimes the teacher will be like, "Well, the principal said so, so you gotta do it." There's that too.
I gotcha.
Bye. Oh. was gonna say? But yeah, I always try to compare things to classroom because it is like a microcosm of society.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Like you're seeing like a little country, like a little city,
Yeah.
and you have to be the mayor. Actually, we're doing some social studies today, and we were talking about how the Roman Republic was first formed. And I was actually making comparisons to our own classroom. I was like, hey, you know, like I can honestly see things that I need to work on as a teacher with you guys, because you know, because we were talking about the patricians and the plebeians, how they, you know, fought for power and everything as the upper class and the lower class. And I was like, you guys got to really look at it like you guys are the plebeians, and you know, in a sense, I'm the patrician, right? I was put in this power because of the information that I have and the age group I am in and all that stuff, right? And you guys are still the majority. You guys are the people that I need to care about. When I'm in this classroom, I'm teaching for you guys, not for myself. You know, and that's how governments should be too. They're not here for themselves; they're here for the people.
Right.
You know, yeah, they're making money to, you know, to help themselves at home, but that's not why you go to teach. You don't do it for money.
Right.
How many things I've done for free at this school already? Because I care. Because I enjoy my job.
Right.
It's funny, I was watching a documentary. They're talking about work, like why do people work, and like honestly, it's true. The people that have the happiest like work lives are people who that when they're doing their job, like they feel like they're doing a mission. This is bringing meaning to their life. And I think that's why I enjoy teaching so much, because it's just like, I don't know, I see this wealth of knowledge that's out there and I want to share that with them.
Yeah.
Because it was always there, it's always accessible. But a lot of times, like, people don't share those things with us. They keep it to themselves.
Yeah.
So I love when kids tell me new things, like, oh, okay, cool. You know, that's something I didn't even know, like, thanks for telling me. Sometimes they'll correct me on things, and I'm like, thank you, I needed that.
Yeah.
Like, just because I'm a teacher doesn't mean I know everything, doesn't mean I'm gonna get everything right. Shoot, my grammar's even off, like, my rhetoric can be off. You know, if a 6th grader's pointing out my rhetoric, that means I need to keep working on that.
Alright.
You know, like, my syntax is off, you know, something's wrong. That's okay. I'm gonna learn from that. What better time to learn about your rhetoric than childhood, you know?
Yeah.
Your syntax, your grammar, any of that. Like, huh. I'm gonna remember that.
When I'm kicking your butt.
I think I always had a hard time learning that kind of stuff because a lot of times it was my peers or an adult correcting me, and you know, I was just like, the ego was just like, oh, you know, man, they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And like, just like, I'm trying to, you know, not trying, I am like having the humbleness to just sit there and be like, I don't know everything, and that's absolutely fine. Like, I just want to get better. That's all. I just want to get better.
For sure.
And being a teacher, I feel like, is the best place to keep getting better. Because you're not only doing it for yourself, you're doing it for the kids.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's enough of my venting or description of my job. What were we talking about?
Are you still a sub?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I'm gonna be like a full-fledged teacher until after my trip.
Okay.
But
really?
Yeah. But they have already offered me the job there. They just had me finish.
Really?
Yeah.
You should just finish.
I know. I keep failing the test.
Yeah, just go hard. Just like.
And it's always by like 2 points. Oh my god, dude! I got my results back again, and I saw that, and it was 2 points off again.
Ugh, that's discouraging. Yeah.
I felt so confident this time too, because I was like, I studied so much of this, and I felt like I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not discouraged. It's just that it's money, and like I can't just keep shelling out $200 for the test every time.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna buy another test though coming up. It's just one test.
Yeah.
I passed the other test. It's just one test that's kicking my butt. And it's in the subject that I'm gonna be teaching, so I'm just like, God, I really gotta get it together.
Yeah. What's the pay?
What's the
You don't
pay?
have to answer that. Yeah, you don't have to
Oh,
answer
they
that.
haven't gone over that.
Oh, they haven't.
I mean, you talking about like what am I getting paid right now?
No, like yeah, when they hire you.
Oh, shoot. I know it's like in the 60Ks.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Especially because I'm gonna be having my masters,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
so I get a bigger pay.
Yeah, dude. Go for it. Yeah, man. I don't know. Like yeah, you know, hell, if you want, like, you can band together, get you the monies. You can just do it.
You guys did that once and I failed, and I don't want to waste your guys' money again.
Nah, it's not a waste. It's to help you, you know, just get this thing over with. Like Jesus.
I just feel bad.
How-
Like,
You obviously can pay it back later. You know.
yeah, that's true. I do want to take you guys out on a trip and stuff.
Yeah. And not even that. I mean, I just. Oh,
Take
you
you
know,
guys
I
out
wanna
for
see
dinner.
I just want to see my friend just do it. You know.
I want to see me do it too.
Yeah,
And the funny thing is, like, my mindset before was just like, I'm not gonna be anybody special. Like, but now, like, it's funny too, because as a kid, I was opposite. I was like, man, I'm gonna do something amazing in my life.
Yeah.
And then it kind of dropped off in college, and I think it's because of just a lot of the mindset of the teachers that I had in that school. Not all of them. No, I had some good teachers in college too, but I had some of them who were just like, "You're shit," like pretty much. And that really discouraged me because I thought was gonna do something. But I know, especially with my comic books, because God, I wish I could go back. I want to go back to doing that. I probably do that when I get older. When I'm old man, I'm just gonna retire and just do a boring life.
Totally, man.
Like that'll just be my retirement, just releasing the stories.
Yeah, like when I'm older, I want to have like a little music studio.
Oh yeah.
And what were you saying?
No, it's just that like now that I'm like after like my whole therapy thing and all that, like I just kind of got that confidence back that I can do something amazing. I am.
Yeah. You have the childlike wonder again.
Yeah, seriously.
Amazing.
Sometimes I have to check myself though, because I feel like I act too much like a kid. I have to be like, all right, relax.
All right.
You're probably being obnoxious.
Obnoxious.
How dare you? That's a wonderful thing to do. It's not boring. Oh no, I'm not saying my life is boring. That's just the name of my series. It's called A Boring Life.
Who said that?
Oh, Kiki.
Oh.
Dude, I'm
Kiki,
like totally
do you
lost
love
right
me?
now. I don't
Sorry.
even know where to go.
Go over there.
Yes. Oh, I was developing. You know how I have that thing on my bracelet that has like, you know, live, laugh, love. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, live, laugh, love. Yeah.
No offense to people like that phrase. Just kidding. All the offense. Mine's breathe truth. Jeez, I can't even remember. Understand and educate. Breathe truth. Understand. Educate.
BTUE, right?
Yeah, and I always say reflect, always, and that's the R.
Yeah.
God, I'm so lost.
Be true.
Be true.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about? I am being wholesome, aren't I? Am I not?
Who's saying that?
Kiki says she's gonna come in here and give me all the wholesome things, and I'm like, I didn't think I was not being wholesome.
Damn, Kiki, you must really believe in Michael.
Wait.
I was gonna say, yeah, Michael, I don't know.
Oh,
What?
were you gonna say something or?
Nah, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying I was thinking about the be true thing. You know where I came up with that, right?
No.
I just came up with it after seeing the pattern of oh, I found it where I was it. The pattern, because you know how I always think about this comment that you made only because it is true. You know, the whole thing you said, like, you know, a lot of these a lot of these like mindsets and philosophies and stuff like that all sound kind of the same, right?
Yeah.
And that's just kind of what I pulled from seeing all those mindsets and philosophies. Is just like we need to be focusing on our physical health. You know, that's important. We need to be focusing on our spiritual health, being true to ourselves, and being true to others. We need to work on our emotional health, which is understanding others and, you know, building relationships and understanding relationships and empathizing with people and ourselves emotionally.
Yeah.
And then lastly, you know, building our mind, always, you know, educating ourselves and, you know, learning more about how to not only just be a better human, because that comes with the soul and the emotion. Jesus Christ, but also, you know, as a species, like, develop, you know, technology, you know, push our intellectual strength.
Right.
So that's where I kind of came up with that, because like all these things I've been reading, whether it was like, you know, the Bhagavad Gita with, you know, Hinduism and, you know, Buddhism, Catholicism, and, you know, Stoicism, any of those, like, I could go on and on. I feel like those things are always important, those four aspects of the human body. Because in the end of the day, it's all just being human.
Yeah. It's true.
But anyways, the reason I brought that up too was because I realized too that I also came up with, after reading a few more books on the kind of those kind of subjects, was like things that fit in each of those categories.
Yeah.
That we need to, like, we can, like, pretty much, I think I remember telling you this one time that, you know, you have your intelligence quotient, and I would say your emotion, you know, your EQ, your emotional quotient, would be like the heart, you know, how much you understand others and stuff like that. That would also be social quotient, which would just be the same as emotional, because how you understand and respect others. And then you have your physical, you know, your physical prowess, and how you take care of your body, how much you understand your body as well. And then lastly, your spirituality, how close you are to your spiritual nature, your morals, your principles, your values, things like that. And so I came up with this thing, like fields in each of those four, and like the specific things I think that people should be developing and stuff like that. Mainly me, because, you know, I'm the only one that's really going to be looking at this. But I wouldn't mind. I want to share it with others too, you know.
Yeah.
But I can go into that in a bit. You know? What was this? This thing has so much health. Oh, there we go. This is what I need to do. But anyways, when it comes, let me see if I can remember it off the top of my head, because I wrote it down. But I don't know if you have anything you want to talk about before I go into this long.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So for, I don't know, what do you want to hear first? What are you interested in first? Or do you want me to just go down the list?
Go down the list.
Oh, so intelligence. The 5 things, and this is like what experts agree are things that they measure for intelligence when it comes to like developing your intellectuality, you know?
Yeah.
There's your analytical prowess, so how good you are at, you know, putting together formulas and solving, you know, equations, and it's not just numbers. I want people to know that when it comes to analytics, like, it's not numbers only, it's anything, like just problems in general. How fast can you come up with solutions? This boss is actually a little bit more thought-provoking. A lot of things going on. Don't necessarily understand it at the same time. So yeah, so there's analytical, like your analytical prowess, your spatial prowess. So how good are you at using your visual spatial mindset? So like, can you take an object, see it in your mind, and rotate it around? And I'm sure you've heard this before.
Yeah.
They do measure this for IQ.
Yeah.
your lexical. So this was one of the ones they said. They said lexical or your vocabulary intelligence. But honestly, what I've noticed is not only your lexical, because from what they've been saying about the brain and everything, that the thing that's responsible for language. The thing that's responsible for language is our pattern recognition. Which, if you think about it, that's what doing understanding vocabulary is understanding patterns, understanding symbols and shapes, and being able to put them together rapidly, right? Yeah. So it's your. So I would say it's not vocabulary intelligence, like your lexical intelligence. It's more of your pattern recognition. How fast can you put together patterns, and not only speak a language, but speak concepts, speak abstract concepts into a fluent state. Jeez, okay. If you get what I mean.
Yes, I get you.
Yeah. Because I noticed that I'm not only just putting words together, I'm not only... Because when you speak math, when you're putting numbers and formulas together, that's also like speaking the language as well.
Yes.
But it's speaking a language while also being analytical and solving an issue. And I feel like that also applies to words. Like, you can use concepts and semantics, pragmatics when it comes to words and everything, and concepts, and use that to put them together. And you're using both your analytics with your ability to pattern recognize. Because you can pattern recognize, but then not have any analytical intelligence. You're like, you can notice the patterns, but you can't. You can just not do anything with it. You can just repeat those patterns.
Right.
So that's what, 3 things?
Intelligence. Yeah.
I think it's 2 more. I'm trying to remember. Remember myself.
Who you are.
This guy's got stuff. What are the other 2? I apologize, I'm forgetting.
It's okay, man.
I hate the electricity. I feel like I'm playing Crash Bandicoot. Okay, I just gotta stay with you. Ah, what was it?
Think, horse, think.
My wholesome meter is low. I think your wholesome meter is just too high.
Okay, why don't you go to emotion?
Okay, emotion would be your intrapersonal ability, your interpersonal ability, God, I'm like having trouble remembering what I wrote down. Oh my God, I hate this photo. I just do remember those 2 are like the big ones for emotionality, like emotion, the emotion aspect.
Yeah.
So your understanding of others and understanding of yourself.
Yeah.
And I think those 2 come together to just helping you understand your emotions in general. Oh my God, this boss is so stupid. Give me a second. I have my notebook. Just get a little notebook up. This thing has a really good beat after it.
What has a really good beat?
The game over screen.
Oh.
Alright.
I can hear it.
What I had was... It was analytical intelligence, spatial intelligence, and lexical intelligence. Then it was mnemonic intelligence. So your ability to memorize things.
Yes.
To to store things away. But honestly, I would say that's a nutrition thing too, because but also having strategies of mnemonic intelligence is good too. So that still belongs in the mind. And lastly is processing speed. How fast you do it.
Yeah.
How fast can your mind process everything? So those are the 5 for intelligence. Body, or I'll go to the emotion just because we were on that one. There's social awareness. So your empathy towards others, reading the room, as the Koreans say. Jeez, I forgot the word. I need to look it up. Oh, I just crashed the game. I just realized.
Whoops.
Oh my gosh, we're probably gonna stop right now. Anyways, I'll just finish it tomorrow. Korean.
No. Oh, I'm kidding.
Korean word for, or Korean concept for room awareness. Noonji, that's what it was. I don't know why I keep forgetting that word. Noonji.
Yeah.
Noonji. So that's what would be like your social awareness. Wait, let's see if I can go back to the game. Oh! It still works.
Nice.
I think. Can I see the mouse? No, never mind, doesn't work. Anyways. Let me leave it on the game screen at least. So yeah, social awareness, empathy, emotional awareness, and your attachment. Your relationship with self, introspection, and relationship with others, introspection, would kind of go along with those as well. So I guess it would just be those 2 things, and those kind of branch off into a lot of different aspects that you want to work on. Then there's the body, and for body I put proprioception, and your senses. So you're just having a strong perception of reality, being aware of sights, sounds, all that good stuff, touches, feelings.
Yeah.
And this goes into awareness of changes in your body. So you can focus on health. When something's wrong with your body, you can go take care of it. You're not gonna just be like, no, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be like, no, something's wrong. I need to go take care of it. And then there's body control, flexibility. So being able to move your body in certain, positions and stuff like that, have a full range of motion, I feel like is a really important part of the body. Even I suffer from that. Like, I wrote this down, but I wrote it down because this is something I suffer from. I need to be more flexible. And then there's strength and endurance. Those are the other 2. So those would be like the 4 things of the body.
Okay.
And lastly is the soul. And again, these things you can say they're all can be grounded, but I think I explained this. I was talking to Wes about this. I explained this, that I believe they're all separate in some people, and somebody who puts them all together is a centered person, and that's when they're, really together. Like their mindset is together. And those 4 things are morality. Okay, so what you believe is right and what you believe is wrong. Your spirituality, how you feel about existence and your life and death, how your relationship with all that stuff. God, if you believe in God. If you don't believe in God, that's all spirituality. You're like pretty much like what you believe your place is on this earth, right?
Yeah.
Your philosophical understanding, being able to, and I feel like this does have to do with intelligence and everything. And honestly, I do feel like soul, the soul aspect of the human being, is like a split of those 4. Those 4 those other 3 branches affect these 4 aspects, right? And in tandem, they're all linked together. Everything's kind of interleaved, and that's just how life is, from what I understand. But so morality, spirituality, and your philosophical understanding, how putting those things together, and asking those questions. How much do you ask questions, right? Like, how much do you just sit there and go, why is this things like this? You're not so attached to your beliefs. Like, how what is that range of your understanding? And then lastly, your relationship with nature. And I believe this is important because I feel like the more relationship you have with nature, the more you respect your own body. And that also has to do with your soul, because it's just the aspect of being a human, right? Where are you on that level? And so
Yeah.
I say these 4 can be separate, right? Depending on you know,
Yeah.
what you believe in. You could not give a shit about nature, you know, and like how it works and stuff. Your morals can be totally separate from your spirituality. You could believe God is this amazing person and everything, and you're just a shitty person, you know, like everybody else
Yeah.
just sees you. That can be totally separate. And your philosophical understanding, that can be non-existent. You know, but so I feel like if you have all 4 of these and they're kind of lined up, right?
Yeah.
You know, but in the same time, you have philosophical understanding at the back, making sure everyone else is in check. Like, okay, yes, I do believe in all these things, but I'm okay with questioning those things, right?
Yeah.
I'm okay with being like, okay, but you know, what if there wasn't a God? What would I do? You know, say I do believe in God and I'm Christian and everything, and my morals are all lined up with my, you know, Christian values and stuff like that, my principles, and you know, my relationship with nature. God made this planet, you know, I need to respect that. But then you have no philosophical understanding because you don't want to question that at all. You never want to be like, oh, why is it like that? You see how it's almost like a checks and balances kind of thing, right?
I get you. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's why I think when it comes to the soul, those 4 things are very, like, if you have all 4 of those things and you're aware of those 4 things, like from what my understanding, again, I made this for me. And this goes to the philosophical understanding. I will question it. If somebody goes like, hey, that doesn't work because this, and this, and this, I'll be like, oh shoot, you know, you're right. Let's talk more about it. Then what do you think is something we can throw in there? You know, or maybe we just throw the whole like, concept out, you know, and come up with something new. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But at the end of the day, like, I just feel like this helps me center myself and like
Yes.
figure out all these things are in tandem. And I'm not
Yes.
perfect at it. I know a lot of these things aren't lined up. You know, I still have work to do. But from all the reading I've done and all the things that I've experienced, this is what came to my mind. This is the pattern I put together that I see everywhere. Is that we need these things in order to be like the best human being we can be. And of course that is subjective as well, because what does it mean to be a best human being? You know, the Aristotle and the Greeks, they had, you know, the eudaimon, you know, the best soul. You had was in Nietzsche who's talking about the Übermensch, right?
Yeah.
And then you have, you know, people who do cells and stuff like that. They're just like, you just gotta put all the extraordinary effort into the day, you know.
Yeah.
You just gotta be the best thing you can be, you know. You gotta hustle. Like, that's the best you can do, you know. And you gotta make as much money as you can, you know. Like, it's those kind of things. It's just like, it depends on, it's subjective to the person and what their morals and stuff like that are. But out of reading all of that, that's what I've put together. So
Yeah.
what do you think?
I think that makes sense. I really like the part about I guess the philosophical part of you kind of keeping everything else in check. And that if you advance all these things, put them in harmony, you become the best you can be, really.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And-
That's cool.
And Kit Kat has a question, and I think it's a great question, and I'll be happy to answer it. I don't know if you want to give your answer first or anything, but so what if we cannot become the best? What if we work our best and yet it'll never be enough?
That's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. You either just accept it or just keep going, keep trying.
They've actually what is it? I mentioned eudaimon by the Aristotle. He actually mentioned this in his book. He says you need to stop putting yourself against this person that doesn't exist, right? And that's why I have a problem with hustle culture. You know, it's always just like, well, find the person you want to be, and you know, that's your goal.
Be that person. Yeah.
But they have a point. But I feel like this is what I liked about the Nicomachean ethics that Aristotle he discusses this kind of concept. He says that you're not creating this goal line to reach. You're already at that goal line. You are that person. Don't act like this is another person. And this is actually a very interesting thing too. They say that a lot of reasons why a lot of people don't consider the future and do things for the future version of themselves is it often, or not often, it is what happens in our brain when they've measured our brain, like, you know, like our brain waves, I guess, the neurons that fire when thinking certain things, right? The brain patterns. It's the brain patterns.
Yes.
And they realize that the same part of the brain that lights up when we think about other people lights up when we think about ourselves in the future. We see them as a different person, as another person. That's not us. So it's
Yeah.
easy for us to be like, ah, that's not me.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna be that.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to line that up. We are that person. We need to be considerate of that person. That's another thing too, is that often we're not considerate of our future self. We're just like, nah, fuck that guy. Like,
Yeah.
like I want to take care of me right now. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
but you need to work hard right now so that future you also, which is you still,
Yes.
you know, is gonna benefit from that. Okay? And so that's
Yes.
what I would say to answer that question. What if we cannot become the best? You are already the best. The thing is, you're improving. You're improving on that best. But everything you're doing right now is your best. You're always doing your best. Unless you sit there and just whine and not doing anything. I mean, at that point, you're not being yourself. You're just complaining and not trying at all. Because is whining, sitting there whining, trying? You know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean.
You're not putting any effort in. If you're putting in effort and it's not working out the way you want it, you're doing your best.
Yeah.
But if you're just sitting there like, oh, what's the point? I'm never gonna be that. No matter how hard I try, it's never gonna happen. You're not trying. You're not putting any effort. You gave up.
Yeah.
If you give up, that's when you're not doing your best. As soon as you give
Yeah.
up, that's when you're not doing your best. It's okay to quit. You know, certain things are not working out. As long as you move on to something else and you try something new. But if you keep, I mean, look at Colonel Sanders. That dude went through so many different things. He gave up on he quit a lot of things. He didn't give up on his dream of being successful. He quit a lot of projects because they weren't working out. So he moved on to something else.
Right.
You give up being single? Yeah, I know, because you don't. Joe, don't make me get rat on you, because I will do it right now. But yeah. So yeah, that's how I would answer that. It's just that you need to understand that you are already doing your best, but you have to keep putting in the effort. Once you stop putting in effort, then you're not doing your best. As long as you're putting in effort. And it's always trying to improve as well. You got to understand that you're not a stationary. You're not, just because you're doing your best doesn't mean that you can't improve. That's another thing too. Best doesn't mean stagnant or static, right? It doesn't mean this is the highest I can go, you know. Like, no, it just means that that's the best you can do right now, and that's fine.
Gotcha.
What was the other question? Oh no, I see another question. But yeah, and to answer the second question, what if we work our best and yet it'll never be enough? Again, that's up to you. If you're gonna keep putting unrealistic expectations and you're just like, it's not enough, it's not enough, it's not enough, because I feel that way. I sometimes feel that way. I'm like, oh, am I really doing enough? And I'll push myself to do more. But I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of where I'm at right now because I think I put in a good amount of effort. I may not be the most successful person in the world, and that's of course subjective as well. It depends on what you're measuring. But I think I'm proud of myself. I look at my childhood and the way I was raised. I'm making the best of what I got. You know, could have been worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I mean, I never like to say that it could have been worse. It could have been worse. You know, of course, it could always be worse. It could always be better too. But
yeah.
we don't want to keep thinking that way.
Yeah.
And then we have more questions. What will we do then? Will we just wallow in self-pity? Can one truly move on from that sense of failure? Yes, of course. My previous statement answers that, I feel. I think. I hope it does.
Yeah, it does, I think.
But yeah, anyways, I think we're going to stop there. I don't know if anybody wants to talk about anything else. Josh, you want to talk about anything else?
Nope, I'm out of ideas.
It's all good. I appreciate you being here. Sorry you couldn't see the game.
Yeah. No worries.
Sorry guys that I died. I'm probably not. I don't know if this might be one of those games I don't finish because honestly, this game sucks.
Yeah.
Then I'm just gonna move on to Devil May Cry 3. I don't think anybody's
I hate this game from the little I've seen of it. Anyways.
You know what? Tomorrow we'll just watch the rest of the game. We'll watch somebody else play the rest of the game. Well, dude, just like Echo the Dolphin. Remember when I stopped? I was just like, we'll just watch somebody else finish this game.
You're You're gonna just reboot? The fuck? Damn, bro. Alright, cool.
But alright guys, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. It was a good talk. Love the stories, Josh.
Yeah,
They're
no
awesome.
problem. Thank you.
But yeah guys, take care. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. I'm kidding.
Hey,
I
when are we
probably
seeing
won't.
you again, huh?
Next week, probably.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm actually
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to follow
What?
up more and get more people involved, because that was another thing that I didn't take accountability on, was making sure to let people know, like, hey, you should get on the stream and chat.
Yeah.
And the same thing with my board game club. I wouldn't call people. I would wait till the last second, and I think working at the schools kind of got me on that, because I can't do that with the kids. I can't be like last minute, like, oh yeah, by the way, guys, here's an assignment. Like, no, I gotta plan ahead, and I have to be on top of those things. And so I guess working at the school has really like kind of kicked my butt to like realizing I need to apply these kind of things to my everyday life. It's not just in work.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to do that now with my little groups and stuff. I appreciate you guys.
Good.
Speaking of which, there's something I do need to talk to you after.
Okay.
Nothing scary, don't worry.
Alright. Cool.
Come to the principal office right now.
Oh, shit.
Alright, anyways, guys, bye. Take care. Peace.
Peace out. Boom.